Today was a horrible day for the defense. Trafficking, all these other crimes, a little bit harder to prove. What doesn't lie are financial records, and they got Diddy dead to rights when it comes to bribery and extortion. That something like this could ruin him. He wanted the video. He said if it got out, it would ruin his career. Mr. Combs put the cash through the money counter. There was stacks of $10,000 at the time. The machine displayed at the end $100,000. RICO, which is racketeering.
And also what my mom used to call me.
Que rico. Wait, no, I've heard that in a porn somewhere. That's weird.
God damn.
The RICO Act is basically a law that they put in place to be able to combat criminal organizations like the mafia and different criminal gangs. Sean Combs is charged with leading a criminal enterprise involving employees and business entities under his control to engage in a wide range of criminal activity, including trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, bribery, arson, obstruction of justice, and narcotics distribution. So anyways, today they get the bribery down. The reason why is they called in the hotel staff and the hotel security, Cassie tape, right? The one who went upstairs and stopped the whole thing from happening. So they brought this guy in. He didn't want to testify. He pleads the fifth. So obviously they give him immunity so he can't plead the fifth. If you don't know what pleading the fifth is, it's when you basically invoke your right, which is like the Fifth Amendment in the Constitution says that, you know, you have the right to not incriminate yourself in any kind of court proceeding, right? So you invoke the fifth, that stops you from testifying. The prosecution wants him to testify, so they give him immunity, so there's no chance he can be charged. So now he has to testify. But that immunity does not count against perjury, meaning you cannot go on the stand and lie. He gets on the stand because not only does it implicate Diddy, but it implicates his employees. And remember, we're talking about a criminal enterprise. Was Diddy part or head of an organization in which multiple people were engaged in crimes in furtherance of said enterprise? And I think one misinterpretation that people have is they think like RICO only has to be about making money. It's not. Sometimes it could be a way to further set crimes. So let's say if Diddy's really obsessed with, you know, a specific set of crimes that he likes to commit, he wants to get away with. If an organization is colluding together, like multiple people are colluding together to help them make those crimes happen, even if it's not for financial gain, it could still be considered RICO. So AUSA is the person, basically it's the state. March 10th, 2016, which is the time where the attack on Cassie happened on camera. Where did you work on the day in question? The Intercontinental Hotel. I was told there was an incident involving Sean Combs. Did you see him there? Why was law enforcement not called? Garcia says Miss Ventura did not request it. AUSA says, did you review the incident report? Yes, there was an attachment that I didn't open on the computer, a video file. Did you receive a call? Yes. From who? Christina Coram with the New York area code. She asked if I had the video. Christina Coram is the one that a lot of people have been talking about. It's Diddy's like top assistant. She allegedly took care of a lot of the dirty business for him behind the scenes in terms of silencing other employees, paying people off, all these different things. So now her name is being referenced, really important, because very, very likely she's going to testify. I'm suspecting that because she's the closest to Diddy, she's the one who's going to be flipped, and then that's really going to fuck him. But let's keep listening. What did she ask for? The video. She said Mr. Combs had been intoxicated and didn't remember exactly. What do you tell Ms. Coram? That she would have to talk to management. Did she reach out again? Yes, I got a call from Diddy the lobby. I got a call from the lobby. Diddy the lobby sounds crazy. I got a call from lobby.
6 in the morning, in the morning.
What did she ask for? The video. How did you respond? That she had to talk to management or file subpoena. Did you tell her that you saw what you saw in the video? Yes, I told her off the record it's bad. Did you get another call? Yes, from a New York area code. It was Mr. Combs. She put someone else on the phone. Who? Mr. Combs. He asked, do you know who I am? What did you say? Yes, you're the diddler. He asked for the video. He said he'd been intoxicated. I told him I can't give him the video. How did he sound? He was talking fast, stuttering. He sounded nervous. Did you email management? Yes. The email I sent. Why is this important? Because beyond this man just testifying about the fact that he received a bribery, he has corroboration about the requests from them about that video. Again, remember this video didn't come out till years later.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So Diddy's team hears there's an email. They go objection. The judge goes overruled.
Oh, wait a minute. I want to hear this shit, bitch.
Email as shown has Combs' phone number on it, not redacted. It says Combs, a.k.a. P. Diddy, says he is a patron and wants to talk to you. Did you get more calls from Miss Coram? Yes, on my personal number. Ooh. Hey, man, Miss Coram get a little freaky for Diddy. How did you react? Nervous. Miss Coram passed the phone to Mr. Combs again. What did he say? That I sounded like a good guy. That he could help. that something like this could ruin him. He wanted the video. He said if it got out, it would ruin his career. Garcia, I said I didn't have access to the server. He told me he believes I could make it happen. He would take care of me. What do you think he meant? Money for the video. What did you do? I reached out to my supervisor about it. Okay, want to take a little bribe under the table?
Yo, you want to split 50-50 on this Diddy shit? Because Renan, he calling me on my personal phone. The thing that happened is that, listen, if you want in, we could split that. You should split that, take that, and then we shut the fuck up about it. How about that?
Who was your supervisor? Bill Medrano. He told me he would do it for 50 and not cents.
Hey, 50 what?
Okay.
50 bands?
What do you think that meant? He'd give us 50,000. What did you do? Called Christina, who put Mr. Combs on. He called me Eddie, my angel. I'm sorry. There's like little details like that you're just like, this nigga's telling the truth. Mr. Combs told me I knew you could do it. Let's do it right away. Objection, Your Honor. Pause. Sustained. Diddy, stop being gay. All right. He went into the server room. Then he handled. He handed me.
Okay. Oh damn. Diddy's getting to you.
You know, I read this.
You're getting that Diddy fever.
Hey, listen. Then he handed me a black USB. What I read is then he handled me with a black USB.
God
and said done. But anyways, then he handed me a black USB and said done. The video was in the USB. What did you do? Told Mr. Combs. Where did Mr. Combs want to meet? West LA. He said, let's get it done. He wanted the video as soon as possible. I told Bill. He told me to tell the others, and I was on an errand for him. So basically, his supervisor covering for him. They are getting paid. They're splitting it. What was the meeting point? A big high-rise building. I called the number and someone came, said he was Mr. Combs' bodyguard. How did he look? Older, African-American, heavy-set, 6'3" to 6'5". That is, if I remember, D-Rock. He's the man who's referenced a lot, went to jail for some time, ended up coming out becoming Puffy's bodyguard. But he was also implicated with Diddy. Biggie.
Oh.
Biggie, Diddy, with all these names. But it's important because I'm suspecting from everything that I've read that this man is either flipping on Diddy or he's a co-conspirator. My odds are he not wanting to go back to jail, so he gonna snitch on the man. But again, this guy was there for a lot of the crimes. He's allegedly the man who took Capricorn Clark, one of Diddy's assistants, brought her to a high rise, put her in a room, closed the door, and then she had to do a lie detector test for 5 days straight. And basically they're saying, if you don't pass this test, because they suspected she stole some jewelry, if you don't pass this test, we're going to throw you in the East River. Again, these are threats of violence. Really important stuff, because if he ends up corroborating what any of the testimony came from before, they got Diddy on him. RICO charges. Now, everyone who's part of the conspiracy, even if they didn't commit every crime, is going to jail if the DA is pressing charges against them. So it's in their best interest to flip. You're looking at 20 years. 20 years in federal prison. And federal prison is not like state prison or anything of the sorts, because you don't get parole.
You're flipping.
At best, you might get 15% of your sentence shaved if you have good behavior. That's at best. But generally speaking, this man is looking at 20 years in prison, and that's why they're going to flip. What did he say? That he kind of came up with Mr. Combs, that he was a good guy and I was doing a good thing. Mr. Combs was smiling, called me Eddie, my angel. My voice was crackling, so I said I was coming down with something. Mr. Combs said Christina to go get me some of the tea that he liked, and then he asked me, do you have it? I said yes, and handed it to him. What did he do? He left, came back, he asked if it was the only copy, and you said, I believe so. Mr. Combs said it had to be the only copy, nothing in the cloud. I called Mr. Medrano and he said it was the only copy. He took it off the server. What else did you say? That if Cassie filed a complaint, I could only get in trouble. Garcia, Mr. Combs said, don't worry, Cassie wanted it gone too. He called her on FaceTime and showed me. She was in a hoodie, but I recognized her. What did Ventura say? That she had a movie coming out and wanted this to not come out. He wanted my ID and that Mr. Medrano and the responding officer, Mr. Flores, but he was a very straight guy and probably wouldn't do it. I told Bill. What did Medrano say? We'd get Henry Elias, the other responding officer. Back to what I was saying. So when it comes to this case, the fact that they have so many witnesses, big donk for the prosecution. Like I sang. Okay? This is why it's important. Okay? Come back.
Lock him up through the
Mr. Combs saw the IDs. He looked at Henry and said, yeah, that's him. Then he brought out the NDAs that I wouldn't speak about it. Do you recognize this? Yes, it states I provide the only copy of the video. Did you read it? No, I was serious. No, I was nervous. And were you given a copy? No. And the NDA, what were the liquidated damages? $1 million. Meaning if you violated the NDA, he would have to pay a penalty of $1 million. How much were you making? $10.50 an hour. Then what? Mr. Combs put the cash through the money counter. There was stacks of $10,000 at the time. The machine displayed at the end $100,000. Why the additional $50,000 for me and what he thought was Israel Flores? How did Mr. Combs give you the $100,000 in a brown paper bag? Was the bodyguard there? Yes. It was Mrs. Coram present? Yes. You see why they're asking this question? They're putting these two individuals at the scenes of the crime. Why? Because they're fucking flipping. And if I work for Diddy and I'm looking at 20 years, I'm flipping too. They are flipping. Mark my words. I told you motherfuckers, he's going to jail. I just don't know how long. I'm certain these bitches is flipping.
Yeah, they are.
Mr. Combs escorted me to my car. He asked how I'd spend it. He said not to make any big purchases. What did you do? Called Bill Madrano, gave him 50. How much to Mr. Elias? 20. What did you do with your 30? Bought a used car with cash. So he did. Paid his manager 50, took 30, which I will say, this is a good man.
Yes.
You want to know why he's a good man?
Because I would have taken that.
Because he told his manager that I got an extra 50. Oh, nigga, if it's me and I'm being crooked, I would never take the bribe personally. But if it was, I wouldn't. Not for that. I wouldn't take it for that.
I don't think you would.
No, I wouldn't.
I don't think you would.
Like, there's certain things I'm very capable of. I'd admit it. That's not one of them.
I know.
But he had an extra 50, told the manager the truth, and gave the money to the cop.
Which, you know what the thing is? It's actually good.
Why?
Because that proves that he's in his disloyalty loyal.
Yeah.
In the way that he's in his crookedness.
Yeah.
He's actually stands on his words.
To a degree. I think
to a degree.
Did you hear from Mr. Combs again? Yes, he called me and told me Happy Easter if I ever needed anything. Hey, did you ever reach out to him later? Yes, a few years later via Instagram. I asked if there was work in LA. I never heard back. The little thing was like Happy Easter. People think that's insignificant. But when you run a criminal organization and when you're engaged in this kind of stuff, you're constantly paranoid. You're constantly thinking of where are my weaknesses? And what you do is you message people, you look into little things to put out feelers to feel if there's anything that's suspicious or off. So why would he ever send this man many years later a Happy Easter? It's probably he's feeling nervousness about the shit that he's done. And he starts messaging random people.
Yeah, because you think back on it. Especially when the anniversary of whatever the hell you did comes up. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh shit, I did help that dude and he did. Let me
make sure we're still on good terms.
Hey,
Yup.
Yeah. Shit. Happy Easter. Huh.
Mr. Flores, did you see the video again? Yes, on a news outlet. Mr. Flores messaged me with a screenshot. Did you keep the messages? No, I wanted nothing to do with it. This is when the video first came out 2 years ago. Were you contacted by law enforcement? Yes. Did you tell the truth? No, I wanted nothing to do with it. Did you get your own lawyer and then tell the truth? Yes. No further questions? Mr. Steele. Sir, you were in the condominium unit with Mr. Combs and the others and received double what your boss was requesting. Fair? Yes. You told your boss because you're honest, right? Yes. You asked Mr. Combs for work? Yes. Let me show you the NDA. Under NDA, you can't speak, is my understanding. It says nothing prohibits truthful statements in legal proceedings. I see that. You weren't law enforcement, no? No. I have nothing further. Redirect. This is when the AUSA comes back. He goes, Para 4, can you read it? Can you read it after, however? And Garcia says, yes. Notify company to allow company to prevent disclosure. So you'd have to notify them first. Yes. Objection overruled. Now, why is this important? Because the defense made it sound like, well, Mr. Combs didn't stop you from telling the truth, did they? He's like, well, the way I understood, but is it in the contract? No. Good. So he's trying to make it sound like Diddy's not stopping you from going to tell the truth. And then the AUSA says, yeah, read paragraph 4. What does it say? Before you tell the truth, what do you have to do? Let the nigga I just watched on camera with the big fucking bodyguard beat a bitch in a hotel lobby. I'm telling you, this witness is probably one of the most important ones right now. During a search at Miami Airport, law enforcement seized 2 cell phones from Christina Coram. She's his right-hand man. And what did they find on those 2 cell phones? Read this. 24 contacts were located on one of the phones, including, in quotations, Eddy my angel. And another one is Eddy my angel friend Intercontinental.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
This corroborates the entire story that security guard just told. There is also a photo of the IDs on the device. Which IDs are they talking about? Remember before they took the bribes? He wanted my ID and that Mr. Medrano and the responding officer, Mr. Flores. They found those on the phone. This happened over 8 years ago. Right after this witness came up, the CFO, which I believe is the chief financial officer for Diddy's companies, came to the stand. That means that he's about to testify under subpoena about all the behind the scenes of financial transactions that happened for Diddy. And he just testified to the extortion of Cassie's mother. So they go on break. All right, I want to just pause it there. Yesterday, they had the cross-examination of Mia, who was the second victim. And she was the one who's testifying to the fact that Combs forced her to, snort things. Diddy forced himself on her multiple times. She testified to the fact that he was incredibly controlling. He witnessed him beat Cassie. She witnessed a lot of violence. Cross-examining comes across, and that's Brian Steele's time. And at this point, he's laying into her. He's showing video evidence of the fact that, she wished Combs happy birthday a bunch of times. She sent him a bunch of strange messages showing like affection, love, a lot of things that just made her seem incredibly
willing.
Not credible. That's the best way I could put it. So the defense does a pretty great job on cross-examination, making her seem like she's nothing and her claims are nothing. Even though she came across initially as credible, I think the defense did a fantastic job in that regards. Not that I agree with it. It doesn't matter what I agree with. I'm talking about the job they're doing.
Yeah, the way they make it look.
The problem for the prosecution is simple.
Everybody that's coming out, everybody else that's coming out. It's not. Yeah, you did. Like you won that fight, but the battle is not over.
The battle's not over. The battle's not over. All this baby oil, you can't stop it, bro. I'm serious. All this baby oil, like when a nigga does this, he going to jail. You know what I mean? When a nigga does this, he's going to jail. Okay? And with that in mind, I want y'all just to think. Baby oil right now, 2-for-1 special. John & Johnson, Amazon, $25.99. I pay full price because I'm worth every dollar. Now, okay.
Why the wig? The wig's on the floor. Why the wig?
I don't know. When I put on the wig, I just feel creepy. And that, when I want to get in my Diddy face.
You don't need no wig. You don't need the wig.
I don't need it.
You're glistening.
The same way Diddy don't need that baby oil in that room. But you know what? When you a bad boy for life. Oh, big dong. Put it in Cassie. Yes, that's my direct. That's how I feel this nigga was in the back of the room.
Don't touch me. Don't fucking touch me.
Yay.
Oil,
Happy birthday to
Why are you holding your boobs?
It's not holding my boobs. This is just me, getting comfortable.
God damn.
Okay, like I was saying. So, the fact that they have all these witnesses who are going to flip is just very difficult to overcome this. The defense, they're doing the best they can. They just have an undefendable client, in my opinion. The thing is, they've already proven RICO. They've already hit multiple predicate acts. They 1,000% have him for this bribery charge. They're going to have him on obstruction of justice. They're going to have him when it comes to the drug distribution. Why? Because they already arrested his drug. They going to get this man. The only question I told y'all is how long.
Oh,
but Diddy,
forever.
Well, he's already
Forever.
50, right?
Forever.
So
he's done.
He gonna die in jail.
He's done. He's done.
But this week is the week that they take the big old strap on of the law and they fuck him. They fuck him real good. All right? And I think that's what's happening.
You're glistening for no reason.
Hey, that's not the baby oil. That's my personality.
Word on the streets, and it is yet to be confirmed, but apparently 50 Cent wants to talk to Trump to not pardon this dude. But that's petty. And I adore the pettiness. I adore the pettiness. Not yet to be confirmed, but I love that.
You ever seen this photo? Is Diddy on a bike?
Yeah.
And then 50's in the back. You know there ain't no seat on that bike, right?
Oh my God.
Shout out to 50. You have to say in hip hop, 50's like a prophet.
And everything that 50 says, you need to watch that. Someone needs to investigate everything he says. Yep. Everything he claims, you need to go and check it.
50 Cent is is the Simpsons of the rap game.
Yes.
The way the Simpsons predicted a lot of shit, 50 doing the same. The feds, when they come for you, it's like an avalanche. This is why I was telling people like, oh, there's no case or whatever. I'm like, you guys have to understand what a federal prosecution means. This is not a state prosecution. There's a reason why their conviction rate is high. There's a reason why they're going crazy. People are like, I don't see RICO. I'm telling you, it was very obvious when you read the indictment, the kind of proof they had and who they had flipped. Only one he has a chance on is the trafficking. And that's important because it probably carries the highest charge. You're talking about a minimum 20 years. But the RICO conviction?
It's done.
Oh!
It's done. They flipped everybody like Diddy flipped Cassie from her back to her stomach. It's crazy.
Allegedly. Diddy never did that. That was the escorts. Just want to make that
but
clear.
he commanded
because Diddy was in that room like this, Daddy, and you're like, ooh, I like that. I like it when you hit it from the back.
Take that.
It's me and you and
God.
the escort.
Anyways, there's nothing else to say on my part.
I've been waiting.
It's a wrap.
Think I want to make my move.
It's a wrap.
Tell me, baby, if you like it.
It's a wrap. You want to pay wages. How long you think? I say
Me?
32.
That's what you said initially wasn't that. You remember what you initially said?
What?
Initially what you said was like 5 to 10 years. Once Corin flips, once the other guy flips, what they're going to get him on is eventually kidnapping and holding Cassie against her will. That's what I suspect.
How much?
And I think when that happens, that's when the trafficking comes into play.
How much?
Life in prison. You know, the funny thing is the defense is not even arguing that he isn't a horrible person. They're saying, yeah, you know, he beat her a few times. They're not even arguing. So you have to imagine a jury is going to find it in their best interest to find him guilty because of everything that's coming out.
Yeah. He's going to be guilty on all charges.
That is-
I say he's going to be guilty on all charges.
So here's my
Not
thing.
gonna
I think he's getting life. If the trafficking comes into play, if it doesn't, I got him on 30. I think they got him on RICO and the 2 counts of the violation of the Mann Act. That's what I think they got him on. For sure. That's my and they're doing a good job. They're making a lot of them seem wishy-washy. For people who don't really buy into how victims of, you know, sexual violence or whatever react, especially apparently because the jury is a lot of older people, you can see the angle that they're going for, which is like, you're lying, you're just here for the money. The problem, because when there's so many of them testifying the same thing, it's like, do I really believe that all these people are lying, that the cop is lying, that the guy at the hotel is lying, that the security guard, like, you just can't, the stylist is lying, like even the men are all saying the same thing. So I think that's what they have to overcome. But the trial's not over. It's over, but it's not over. Thoughts?
Over.
Let us know what y'all think. Puffy nipple combs.